Bam, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. It's Wednesday, September 4th. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the men and women in the military, and our veterans. Thank you for fighting for our country. But mostly it's dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch Ocean's Pit Monday through Friday at noon. It's showtime. Let's go to work. Yet else, what can we say but hello, everybody? It's a great day today. Summer is gone, it seems like, right, folks? Man, it's getting, I love this weather, though. It's my favorite time of the year. You're watching Ocean's Pit. You know what else is my favorite? Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. They sure know how to do their job. That's right, folks. Now, while supplies last, 25% off all pool toys, including inflatables, diving toys, while supplies last. 75% of all remaining decorative garden stakes while supplies last. And don't forget to download the Ace app. All new Ace app downloads receive a $10 coupon just for downloading the app. That's some great stuff from Ace Hardware, folks. Now through September 30th, $50 off any Weber Spirit Grill and Traveler Grills. $100 off any Weber Genesis Grills. Get 25% off any regular item under $50 or $12 off any regular priced item over $50. You can't beat that. Ace Rewards exclusive, free $10 coupon with a purchase of a $50 coupon. And buy select Milwaukee M18 power tools, receive a free 5AH M18 red lithium battery, $169 value for free. $25 off any key start replacement keys. Always be prepared with a spare key. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. And not only does Ace sponsor Ocean's Pit, but they're also the main big sponsor for the Tony Ocean float at the Columbus Day Parade. Ace Hardware will be the main sponsor for that particular float. Plus, we have Armando Supermarkets. Buy local, shop local, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, and also Positanos in Oak Brook and Wheaton. So we have the three sponsors for the Columbus Day float. And we're excited about that coming up in October. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about, folks, as we do when it comes to the pit. I thank Carol Bandolino yesterday for Twisted Tuesday. Carol will be back tomorrow for Toxic Thursday. It's also her birthday. And she's got an astrologer on. So I gave her I'm going to give her where I was born and the exact time. And the astrologer is going to come up with some stuff. I don't think I've ever done that before. I never got like my my palm read or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be kind of fun. And then political analyst Dave Diaz will be with us on Friday on his podcast on Ocean's Pit this Friday. So let's say hello, Richard. Step up. Captain, we'll be at the Art in the Fox Fest this Saturday in Algonquin. 5:30 to 8:30 with the main event band this Saturday. I hope you guys can be there. Friday we'll be at Zaza's in Lake Barrington. I'm sorry again with this. You know, we figure we're coming downstairs. We're not going to have any problems, but I guess we can. Everything is good now. Jill, how you doing, Boyd? Here I'm taking my vitamins and my daily dose. Well, thank you, Boyd. I hope the dose is good to you, my friend. and your family. You're watching Ocean's Pit. A lot of stuff to talk about. Yesterday, I had a good dinner with my good buddy Jeff Hunt. Of course, he worked for Seventh Heaven, but for the last year now, he's been traveling with Ivan Suarez, which is a Mexican singer. He's like the Justin Bieber of the Hispanic world. And then he was with Brit Floyd, traveling around the country there, a tribute to Pink Floyd. And he comes home. He came home for a week. He's going to leave on Saturday, and he's taking off for 81-day tour. He's the bus driver, and he drives the band. It's going to be the musical Twilight. Remember the vampire movie? Well, all they do is they show the movie with a 16-piece orchestra playing the music behind the movie. And it's doing all the tours all over the theaters and the arenas. So Jeff is going to be doing that. But he'll be back to join us on that cruise in January. So big boys don't cry. Good afternoon to you. I got a haircut this morning, so I haven't styled it right. That's why I'm wearing the hat. And I'm good. I'm a Yankee fan. Yesterday, folks, we started off. I went to, you know how I love fishing. I started off, and I was driving home from the Arcada Theater. Usually when I make my drives to my gigs, if I pass like a pond or a forest or something that I've never been to, I jot it down so I can remember where it is, and then I go back to find a fishing spot. Well, I've been seeing Beaver Pond in Bartlett forever, but I never got a chance to fish there. Yesterday, me and Carla, we go fishing, and I put that 3-pound bass. The thing was huge. On a whopper popper, the top lure. They eat that up, and it was very good. So I might go a little fishing today, even though it's going to rain. But I also got to meet my buddy Dave. So maybe we'll do some 5:30 fishing or something like that. But in the meantime, we are here. Here's interesting. We got football starting this Thursday between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles on NBC channels 7:15. I think the show is going to be on Thursday, the first football game. So we're ready for the season, right? I think we are. But here's something. It makes a lot of sense. People who pregame before they go to the bar probably spend 70% less money. I think that makes sense. You go to the house, you pregame. You have a couple of cocktails or wherever you're going beforehand, before you actually get to the bar, before you order the food and actually watch the game. You can save yourself a lot of money by pre-gaming. Drink before you get to the restaurant, because then you'll spend definitely less money. And they're saying people who pregame spend 70% less money when you go to the bar. Dennis from Lake Geneva, Ryan Lewis, what's up, guys? Welcome to Ocean's Pit. Speaking of Chicago Bears playing this Monday against the Minnesota Vikings, Monday Night Football. This is funny about the Bears. I never knew this. The Bears have a record of more shutouts than any other team in NFL history. That's right, folks. The Chicago Bears record more shutouts than any other team in Chicago history. Yankees win, yes. Cubs are still 4 games. Oh, I think Cubs won 80, and Yankees are 77. So for me to win my money with Donnie, Yankees got to win 4, Cubs got to lose 4 before they believe will happen. That's just me. Prayers out to Rudy Giuliani. New York City, of course, he got in a bad traffic accident. Somebody smashed in behind him, broken bones, his arms, his legs, a couple of things. He's in bad shape. Former Mayor Rudy Giuliani from New York City. And, of course, President Trump also wants to give him the Medal of Freedom, which a lot of people are giving him shit on that. I think it's a good thing. And Rudy Giuliani did a lot of things for New York, folks. He took down the mob syndicate. Depends on someone wants to admit it or not. I think it's a good thing, bad thing, whatever it is. I'm happy for Rudy Giuliani, and I hope he feels better. I don't want that to happen to anybody, folks. Speaking of baseball with the Yankees, next year will be 25th anniversary of 9/11. And the baseball game will be the New York Mets against the New York Yankees. They're going to play the 25th anniversary game on 9/11, which will be huge to see. Of course, I want the Yankees to win, but it's going to happen. Barry Manilow, what a great singer-songwriter. Buddy, what's up, my brother? Kathy, how are you doing? Double T, what's up, buddy? Double T will be with me this Thursday and Saturday. Again, the dates for this week: Thursday night, Zaza's in Lake Barrington, Carol Brandolino's birthday party. And then Friday is a private affair. Saturday will be at Art in the Fox Festival in Algonquin, outside, right by Cucina Bella there, 5:30 to 8:30. It's going to be Jerry Jams, Double T, Tony Toto, Danny Ramundi, Daryl Armstrong, Mikey D, and Lisa P. Regina Karma is going to rest up her knees because she had some surgeries, having a lot of pain. She's been a big trooper doing the last couple gigs with us at Taylor Street and September Fest. She did an incredible job. So Regina's going to, she still might be there. I don't know, but I think she's going to rest up. She needs to. So Reg, if you're listening, we love you, honey. But Barry Manilow comes out of the closet. Listen, anybody that's got the best of volume 3 or 4, not many people can do that. Bruce, Barry Manilow, Elton John. There's a bunch of people, right? I mean, not a bunch, but there's a handful of people that can do that. I've always been a Barry Manilow fan. I love him. I don't care if he's gay, if he's not gay, whatever the hell it is. But he finally came out of the closet been with his partner for 40 years. Good for Barry Manilow. Let him be happy. Let him keep making some great music and keep going out and doing what he does. Kathy, happy birthday to your husband. Was it 96 to the Chief? 96 years old to your husband. Congratulations. Happy birthday, you guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. Okay. Who's back in the news? Taylor Swift. Big announcement. Her and Travis Kelce are getting engaged. Boy, she's getting engaged. They're getting engaged. Here's a couple things already. She already said that she wants this is interesting, folks. She wants no bridesmaids to her wedding. No bridesmaids. Patrice, how are you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Former Chicago Honey Bear. Most Chicago residents want federal crime support. Yes, we will definitely talk about that, Dennis, in just a few minutes. But first, we're talking about Taylor Swift and her wedding, her engagement to Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs. They want no bridesmaids. She wants no bridesmaids. Here's the biggest shock of all. They are not signing a prenup. Let me say this to you guys again. They are not signing a prenup. I don't know who's more dumb, Taylor Swift or Travis. Sign that prenup, because Taylor, you're going to end up losing everything. Wow. I don't think, and I don't know, I don't follow all the big Hollywood celebrities who got married, but with no prenup going into that kind of a situation, two of the biggest stars right now in the world, we know Taylor Swift is, and Travis is too, because of football and but wow, no prenup. And fans are outraged when they go to a Taylor Swift concert. And because there's some demands that she does not want at her concerts. And this is going through her touring company, Frontier Touring Company. And some of the fans are very upset. If you go see Taylor Swift live in concert, there's a few things you're not allowed to bring to the concert. Battery packs are not allowed at a Taylor Swift concert. Aerosol deodorant is not welcome at the Taylor Swift concerts. Spray sunscreen is not available at Taylor Swift concerts. iPads are not available at Taylor Swift concerts. Confetti is not available at Taylor Swift concerts. These are no-nos if you're going to go to a Taylor Swift concert. And the number one, no large signs. You can't hold up a sign, Taylor, I love you. Nothing. No big signs are allowed. These are the 5, 6, 7 things that are not allowed at a Taylor Swift concert. And no prenup. Think about this. If by any means Taylor Swift and Travis get a divorce, that divorce album that Taylor Swift makes will be the biggest record-selling album of all time. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Now, they're not even married yet, but if they get married and get divorced and she puts out an album, it'll be the biggest selling album of all time. Taylor Swift in the news today. Whoo! Let's talk about real estate if we can. And there's only one way to go with real estate. Mary Grievous. Don't just call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent. That's Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. She's available to assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. That's Mary Grievous. mgrievous@starkre.com. Or give her a call at 630-1725. 688-1725. And of course, when you talk about Mary with the real estate, you got to talk about the Chicago Music Cruise that we're doing, folks. It's October, November, 4 months away. 4 months away, and we're jumping on this cruise, folks. NTD Vacations, the MSC World America, January 17, 2026 to January 25th. 7-night Western Caribbean cruise, Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, Ocean Cay. Seventh Heaven and the main event band. Both bands. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or give Mary a call at 630-688-1725 and say, I want to go on the ocean with Ocean, and join us on the cruise in January. All right, what else we got, folks? I'm not a gambling guy. If I gamble every now and then, we do have... I gamble every now and then. I'll gamble some money on the Super Bowl. I'll gamble when I bet with the Yankees. But I'm not a Vegas guy. I don't go to the racetrack. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of guys that I know and people that do gamble. And it's a part-time thing that they do. But the average, get this, folks. Now, I don't know if this deals with anybody that listens to the show here or in general, or maybe people that you know. The average... Vince Amore, what's up, my friend? Great entertainer in Chicago. Michael, good afternoon to you, sir. You're watching Ocean Spin. The average American man, or put it this way, wasn't even man. The average American spends around $100,000 a year. Oh, excuse me. The average American spends $100,000 a year. I mean, a lifetime. They gamble with $100,000 a year in a lifetime. That's the average American. That doesn't necessarily mean just men. I know a few guys that gamble a lot, and they probably go through $100,000 if you bet up every machine you went to, every whatever. So this is the average American spends about $100,000 on gambling in their lifetime. Louis Pipes is in the house. I hope you're doing, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Go see my buddy Louis. All right, so interesting. I never thought about that. The average American spends $100,000 a year on gambling. I mean, a lifetime, not a year. That's a lot of money. But if you're a gambler, probably isn't. Who else is in the news? President Donald Trump. Whether you like him or not, folks, bringing the National Guard to the city of Chicago is what we need. Washington, D.C. is already cleaned up since the National Guard has been there. President Trump said, we are going in. I didn't say when, but we are going in. It's not political. It's my obligation as President of the United States to keep people safe. And Illinois, in his quote, his words, is a hellhole. And I know many people that are going to say the exact same thing. It's horrible what's happened to the city of Chicago and the states of it seems kind of high too, Eric Todd from September Fest. I didn't get to see you this year, buddy. We had a great crowd up at the local stage on Sunday. But anyway, the shootings and stuff that's happening in Illinois, you know what? It is just horrible. Marsha, I hope you're doing well. It is just crazy ever since Governor J.B. Pritzker, Fred Flintstone, took over. We have never been, and they want the funding for the money, of course, but they want nothing to do with the help of the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago. The question is for you guys, should the National Guard come to Illinois. David, Marcia, Eric, Louis Pipes, Mary Grievous, Vincent, whatever your political views are, whether you hate Trump or not, Ryan Lewis says bring in the National Guard. We need the National Guard. Even at the Taste of Melrose Park, they had Army guys with guns. I'm sure when we do the Columbus Day Parade in October, there was guns and people monitoring the streets, especially in the city of Chicago. That's the question. Are you happy living in the state of Illinois? Some people can't leave. I can't leave. I would run from this state, but I can't. Family, number one. And number two, my job. Be very hard to go somewhere else and work as much as I do. So the question is, fact, if anybody's can say it, do you want the National Guard here in the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago? Even though some of you are not from the city, don't live in the city, might say, that doesn't involve me. Bullshit. It involves the state that you live in. The general has his gun. That's great. It's good. But the question is today, do you want the National Guard coming in? And I've only got one response saying yes from everybody that's watching. Ellie Weinhardt says yes. I have two. Myself, that's three. Who else wants the National Guard here, Illinois and Chicago? Because this shit show has to stop. Has to stop. Has to stop. So I'll give you guys a chance to answer. Do you want the National Guard one more time in the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago? Do you want President Donald Trump to do that? Let's put it this way. Okay, Michael says yes. Robert says yes. Marcia says yes. Yes, everywhere. Now listen, a lot of people don't want the National Guard here because Donald Trump is going to put them in here. If it was another president of the United States, another Republican president, they would probably say, oh, yeah, bring them in. But because it's President Donald Trump and his people have their shit up their ass, we need to do it. This is it. Rose says yes. Dennis says yes. Jeff Hunt says yes. Jeff, by the way, great seeing you yesterday, brother. I haven't heard you say anything negative about Trump's president in your eyes. He can't do no wrong. No, that's not necessarily true, Boyd. Just like when you guys slam President Trump, you never say what good the Democrats are doing. So when you guys tell me how good the Democrats are doing, then I will tell you. But right now I'm talking about our state, our city of Chicago. That's what we're talking about, the National Guard. He also got rid of the security for Kamala Harris. Absolutely. He should get rid of the security of Dr. Fauci. Absolutely. Why does Dr. Fauci need 24-hour guards around this guy? Why? And who's paying for it? Tell me that. Big Boys Don't Cry says Democrats do not want to be embarrassed by Trump. Absolutely. Absolutely. The hatred is just mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling to me. All right, anyway, next thing. You go to a bar. You're drinking. You're going to a bar. You're drinking. And you might have had just a few too many drinks. Now, you might not think you do, but the bartenders know, your friends know. Now, there's going to be some bartenders and some bars now that are going to be handing you a cutoff business card. And the business card is going to be say, you are cut off. Now, is that a good idea? I think it's a great idea. Trump has not created hatred. No. Why? You just don't like the guy. We could say that there was no hatred when Obama was president. Please. And when Biden was president, there was no hatred. There was no hatred when Kamala Harris was running for president. There was no hatred. Let's be honest with ourselves here, folks. Now, But that's another question for another show. Dave Diaz will be my political guest on Friday, and we'll sit down and talk to him because I don't know what his political views are. I'm going to have Dave Diaz on. He does a podcast. He has a political analyst, and I didn't want to know his political views. I said, hey, be on the show and we'll just talk. That's what I think we can do. Just like me and Boyd, we talk. We respect each other, even though we don't like the same politics, but at least me and this gentleman, we can talk. And I think that's important. At least got to talk about it. We might not have to agree with it, but at least talk about it. I think that's important. Take the drinking card one step farther and free Uber ride. Now, Jeff, now let me tell you something. You're right about that. There are some bars I remember back in the day that they would have a limo service that if you lived in between like 10 miles or 15 miles near the bar, they would drive you home. I think it's a great idea. Some of the bars give a gift card, you are cut off. I think that's a great idea. Now, some people are going to get pissed off with that, but it's the right thing to do. Safety for the individual, safety for the people he's with, safety for the bar, safety for the people that he might hit on the way home, he or she might hit on the way home. So I think it's a great thing, the bartender giving this cutoff drink card. I think it's very important. All right, what do we got coming up, folks? Right off hot the presses. Guess what, folks? Mama D breads are back. Dun, 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 dun. They sell like hotcakes every year, and they're back. They're back for all the fall flavors up and running. Order your pumpkin, apple spice, caramel spice, pumpkin chocolate chip. They're $11 each for the regular size. The mini breads are $6 each or 2 for $10. Get them for your fall parties while supplies last. Get them for November for Thanksgiving. Get them ready for stocking stuffers for Christmas. Contact Natalie Bosch through Messenger or call her or text her at 847-533-0400 for Mama D Breads. And don't forget, Mama D Breads will be at the St. Jude's benefit this year. You can buy them right there. Some of the money goes to Natalie, and some of the money proceeds go to St. Jude's. So Carl Doty will have Mama D's Breads there as well this year. So great off the presses, Mama D Breads. All right, so they are delicious. Thank you. People have Trump derangement syndrome. Well, as you can see, most of the people who watch this show are pro-Trumpers, at least some of you that talk about it. Nobody's perfect, guys. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes. But I have to admit, all I hear the Democrats doing is ripping on Trump when he makes mistakes. Have you ever seen Democrats say, boy, our Democratic Party did this sucked, blah, 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 blah. I don't see it. At least I haven't seen it in the last year. Just my opinion. It don't mean shit, but it's my opinion. All right, Dick Portillo. Do you like Portillo's? Beefs, burgers. They do a great job. I thought so. People said the food stinks now. I don't know. I haven't eaten Portillo's in a while. But Dick Portillo, he started that empire with $1,100. Okay? In 2014, he got rid of it all. But then he came back and he bought back some businesses. I still think the food is good. I like the beefs. Two of my favorite beefs is Portillo's and Al's beef. There's a lot of good ones. Luke's makes a good one there on Harmon Belmont. Nana's beef over there on Irving Park Road. They make a good beef. You know, it depends on what you like. You know, he made an empire, man. He made an incredible empire with those sandwiches, the beefs, and of course the burgers and all that stuff. So kind of interesting. All right, well, we got some other dates coming up. On the 11th of September, we'll be at the Village Pub in North Riverside. On the 13th, we'll be at Forget About It Vineyard and Winery in Galena, Illinois, with Ocean's Rat Pack. On the 14th of September is St. Jude's benefit at the Civic Center. All the great entertainers will be there. John Anthony, Regina Karma, yours truly, Bill Saratella, Elliot Wimbush, Ronnie B. Elvis, a list that goes around. Nick Hodges, of course, putting it all together. Jerry Jams. It's going to be a great cause for St. Jude's. Even my wife Laura is going to have her Braverly table set up so you can meet with her and talk about these health products. So it's going to be great. Mark that calendar down mark that date down, Sunday, September 14th at the St. Jude Civic Center. Also with the game, the Bears are playing, I think the Saints that day at 12 o'clock. And Carl Doty's got a big television set, going to be by Jimmy's Hot Dogs because they donated their hot dogs again this year. And you'll be able to watch the game there, so you're not missing anything if you don't tape it or DVR it, however you guys watch the game. And at the end of the game, that TV will be raffled off. So that's a great thing that Carl Doty's doing. Joanne Lulo, I hope you're doing well. Long time, my friend. Long time no see, my friend. Teddy's Beef in Downers Grove. I haven't tried that, but I'm going to have to, Jill. So thank you. What else we got coming up? The 17th of September, me and Tony Toto will be doing a special party, of course, for the Almost Home Foundation for Dogs. We love doing it. We love doing the stuff for the dogs. It's important. We're going back to Lake Geneva again on the 20th of September at the Getaway, the French Country Inn, me and Double T. And then Sunday, me and Bill Saratella on the 21st of September will be at the Kenosha Italian Fest, Sunday, September 21st from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Going to be a lot of fun. Also, the 20th, for all you people in Elk Grove Village, I will be on the Sister Cities float this year for the Elk Grove Parade again in the morning, and then I have to go to the Getaway at night. But very cool. Sister Cities, the Gulo International family. I'm proud to be part of that float again. There's Jerry Jams. What's up, my brother? And don't forget Scottsdale, Arizona. We will be there, folks. That's right, Sunday, October 5th. At Dolce Restaurant. Now, it's a party for the Playboy Bunny reunion, but it's open to the public. And you can buy tickets and enjoy that part of the show and watching Ocean Live with Jerry Jams. So give Diane Peterson a call at 847-687-8222. Excuse me, 847-687-8220. Sunday, October 5th. Tony Ocean and Jerry Jams live in Scottsdale, Arizona at Dolce Italiano Ristorante Banquets. So it's going to be a lot of fun in Arizona. All right. Italian, Marion, how you doing? Italian food. You guys that are watching, name an Italian food that's named after your first name. You don't have to be Italian. If you can name one that starts with the first letter of your first name. Now, I have two names, Maurizio, Mo, or Tony. So with me, Manzarotti, M, Mostaccioli, M, Mortadella, M, and for Tony, we got tortellini and tiramisu. So, any room left for the cruise ship? Yes, Marion. Mary's the person to call. So take this number down, Mary. It's 630, Marion, 630-688-1725. Give Mary a call, NTD Vacations. She will give you all the information you need to join us on that cruise. Ellie, eggplant parmesan for Ellie. Oh, that's a good one. Marinara too for Jerry. No, Jerry, it's got to be under your name. The beginning of your name. It's got to name an Italian food that starts with the beginning of your name. So name me an Italian food that starts with J. I don't know of any. But for my name, it's like I said, Maserati, Mostaccioli, Mortadella for Maurizio or Mo, and tortellini and tiramisu for T for Tony. So there you go. Italian name, Italian food that starts with the first letter of your first name. Come up with some if you can. There it is, Marion. There is the site again, right there on the screen. I hope you and the coach could be there because you will have a good time seeing Tony Ocean and the Main Event Band and Seventh Heaven, the ringleaders, the boys. Congratulations again. And Nick Cox's son got wedding. Nick plays guitar for Seventh Heaven, and his son got married. Congratulations to Nicholas. Okay. There you go. That's right. Jaggly, that's a long, fat spaghetti. You're right, Jerry Jams. Good point, Jerry. All right, so a lot of good stuff today. You guys are coming up with some good things to talk about. Tribute bands. Some people love them. Some people can't stand them. The ones that can't stand them are the ones that are not working, and they're jealous. Tribute bands are important, and I'm going to tell you why. Couple reasons. I'm in two. Moe's Dream Police with Cheap Trick, and of course, Ocean's Rat Pack. Tribute to Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. But it's important why tribute bands matter. Tribute bands aren't just playing songs. They're keeping the legend alive. From the soaring anthems to Queen to the timeless melodies of the Beatles, pulsating every energy of the psychedelic furs. Tribute artists bring the music we love back to the stage for fans old and new. Here's why they're important, and it makes sense. They give fans a chance to relive the magic of their favorite bands. When you couldn't go see Kiss and you go see Strutter, it's cool. Or American English because you couldn't see the Beatles. Or TNT if you couldn't see AC/DC. Or Heart to Heartbreaker if you couldn't see Pat Benatar or Heart. It's important. They introduce classic music to a whole new generation. Important. They bring communities together through live shows and festivals. Important. They carry on the legacy of legendary artists who shaped our lives. Important. That's why tribute bands matter. They're here to stay, and they're here for a very, very, very long time. All right, folks, let's talk about the Chicago Bears. Las Vegas has them winning 6. Some people say they're going to win 8. Their defensive line sucks this year. Some people think that the Banjit should be the starting quarterback, which I agree. But right now they got Caleb Williams. But this is what the Bears are finally doing. McCaskey might be doing something right here, folks. You're hearing from my mouth. That's right. Tony Ocean saying something good about the Bears. Well, really not the team, but the owners. Chicago Bear owner George McCaskey announced ticket price reduction for disabled fans and families facing hardship. Kudos. If you're a family that's got hardship, you got a family, maybe got some kids, maybe too many kids, you lost your job or something, but you still want to bring the kids to the game, come up with a reduced price for this. The disabled, the veterans should get a little piece of reduction. I think it's a great thing. So McCaskey finally doing something right. I think it's important. Just my opinion. We were just talking about bringing the National Guard to Illinois and Chicago. Here is something the Democratic governor, Democratic friends of mine out there, listen to this because it's going to affect you too. Illinois mileage tax update. The Democratic proposal to tax you based on how many miles you drive in Illinois will not eliminate Illinois' high motor fuel tax. Would you be willing to have a tracking transponder on your vehicle to track your mileage and help you pay for Illinois roads? Really? As DeKalb, Illinois issues reported earlier this summer, Democratic-sponsored Senate Bill SB 1938 will create a road usage charge, a statewide pilot program to assist over fees for the number of miles traveled on public roadways. You know what's it's gonna kill me, Democrats. You know how much I drive? Jerry Jams, you know how much you drive? Tony Toto? Just our band alone compared to everybody else that drives in their gigs. And it's not 2 blocks from your house. remains under consideration for Springfield. A vote has not been taken yet, but they're considering it. Proponents of the new mileage tax have argued that the tax would eliminate Illinois motor fuel tax you pay for every gallon of gas. It won't. Look it up. It's fact. Imagine getting charged for the miles you drive. Why don't you just go rent a rental car and do that? Get rid of your car and just go to Budget and rent a car and live your life like that. Because that's what they're trying to do. I don't think it'll pass, but they're trying to do it. They're trying to do this to the Illinois people. Strays to the Stars concert. That's right, folks. Wednesday, September 17th. Almost Home Foundation for Dogs will be at the Kelsey's Roadhouse in Lake Barrington. Brought to you by Tito's Vodka and Ace Hardware. $30 per person. You get food, raffle baskets, 50-50 split the pot, Tito's dog-themed cocktails, swag food for dogs, door prizes, outdoor tiki bar at the KRH food menu available. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kelsey's Roadhouse, Wednesday, the 17th of September. Come and join us. 7 o'clock, me and Double T. All right. Now let's talk about the shocking truth about unhealthy foods. We all eat them at some time or another. Not say we do it all the time, but we do all eat them. And this is interesting. I never realized this. Let's start off with this. Noodles. Now, this is probably those ramen noodles that I haven't had since, I don't know, 30 years ago. If you eat ramen noodles 2 to 3 times per week, may lead to kidney damage and memory loss. Hot dogs. If you eat hot dogs 3 to 4 times per week, you can cause stomach issues, nervous system damage, and increase early death risk. French fries. If you eat French fries 3 or 4 times per week, weakens immunity, causes brain fog, hormonal imbalance, and shortens lifespan. Pasta. If you eat pasta 2-3 times a week, linked to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and fatty liver. Stop eating pasta 2-3 days a week. Pizza. 1 or 2 times a week can harm your heart, raise your blood pressure, and increase cholesterol. These are no good, folks. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. What about Uber? I don't know what they would do with Uber. Richard T. French, Illinois, welcome to the land of Stunad. Richard, you're absolutely right, my brother. I hope you're doing well. Mikey, in the house, hardcore Italians. Great seeing you at the Fest in Melrose Park, buddy, and hope to see you at the Columbus Day Parade. Go download and join the Hardcore Italians on Facebook. Mike and his family doing an incredible job. Hardcore Italians. Well, there's a lot of crazy stories in this world, but before we get to this next story, it's time for the Ace Hardware weather. It's the weather report brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. Today, Wednesday, September 3rd, 69 degrees out there, folks. 73% humidity right now. It's about 11 mile-an-hour winds. I have a little drizzle today at 12 and 1 o'clock. Another 60% chance of rain about 4, 5, and 6, stopping at 7 o'clock this evening. And that is your weather. Brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores, the proud sponsor of Ocean's Pit and the Columbus Day Parade. And we'll give you more information on that October 14th. All right, that's the weather. Now, I'm going to tell you, we always come up with some funny stories. Tomorrow, Toxic Thursday, Carol Brandolino will be back. It's her birthday, but we're going to have an astrologer on. And I'm going to give her where I was born and the time I was born. And she's going to read my astrology. Who knows? Do you believe in that or not? And then Friday, Dave Diaz, political analyst, will be on our show talking about politics. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what his political views are. I didn't want to know. We're just going to keep it civil. Going to keep it civil. That's what we need to do. All right. Man in Portugal dies after overweight wife falls on top of him. What a way to die. That's right, folks. When accidents strike in the most unimaginable way. In a heart-wrenching incident outside Porto, Portugal, a 59-year-old man died of asphyxium, or ASPHYXIA. I can't even pronounce the word. Anyway, when his partner, who weighs 100 with 220 pounds, which isn't really that big, but maybe in Portugal it is, tripped as she got out of bed and fell on top of him, trapping him against the wall. Neighbors heard her cries and managed to lift her off, but she was unable to save him. He already went into cardiac arrest. Holy cow. As Harry Carey would say, hi, holy cow. Partner falls on him and kills him. What a way to go. You can't make this shit up, folks. You can't make this shit up. I'm saving some other stories. Female kangaroos. Let's go to animals. We were talking about dogs. Female kangaroo. Have you ever seen a kangaroo? Ever got close to a kangaroo? They're dangerous. But female kangaroos have 3 vaginas. The two side ones carry the sperm to 2 separate uteruses, while the middle one is used for giving birth. More useless information here on Ocean's Pit about the female kangaroo. See, we leave no topics unturned on this show. No topics. No topics unturned. Shaq O'Neal, one of the great NBA players of all time, of course, with the Los Angeles Lakers. Shaq O'Neal walked away from a $40 million Reebok deal to sell $20 sneakers at Walmart, making him $400 million a pair, and the money goes for kids. He could have took that Reebok deal and made $40 million by using the Shaq name. But what he did, make his own shoe, sell them for $20, the Shaq shoe, at Walmart, and he made $400 million for kids. Way to go, Shaq. Now my life isn't going to be the same. What? Not going to be the same if someone falls on top of you? Oh, can you imagine going that way? How'd he die? I don't know. Hey, here's something. Bad body symptoms. You might have these symptoms, and you want to know what it is. I never thought this. If you're losing a lot of hair, it's iron deficiency, so you're not getting enough iron. If you have ringing ears, if your ears are always ringing, there's a chance that you might have high blood pressure, ladies and gentlemen. These are signs that you might look into it. If you had bad breath, chances are you have gut issues or teeth issues. Too much yawning means you're low on oxygen. Here's a couple things there that maybe you might be going through, and you might want to call the doctor and get that shit checked out. Give me cigars to change the things I can, and bourbon to accept the ones I can't. Love it. He almost went that way. Delta Airlines is in the news again, and they're in trouble, folks. You know, some of these companies, you got to be careful. These, especially with the airplanes going over towns and cities and villages and whatever the hell it is, right? Delta Airline to pay $79 million after jet fuel drained down on LA schools and homes during emergency landing. Holy cow. Delta Airlines has agreed to pay $78.75 million to settle a class action lawsuit regarding 2020 fuel dump over California's Los Angeles, Orange counties, according to court documents. I bet you that guy lost his job. Here's a picture of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift after they've been married in 2050. Here they are. There's Travis and there's Taylor Swift after they're married in 2050. There it is. I wish him the best of luck. Let's talk about another company that's having a little fun and does the job and does a great job doing it. We're talking about Jack Vayner Landscaping. My good buddy, that's right, Tommy Vayner. Get your spring cleaning, get your fall cleanup scheduled and take care of all you need for the fall. But folks, they do everything more than just fall cleanup. They do bush trimming and spring and cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. Obviously, this stuff is getting now to the end of the season, but you might want to sign up for next season and get a great deal. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266. They've been servicing the Northern Illinois area for over 50 years. You can't beat that. And you tell them Tony O sent you. That's Jack Vayner Landscaping. And let's not forget my good friend Wendy and Craig from Imperialux. Imagine putting the money to work for you, becoming your own bank, and making your dream retirement a reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson and Craig Cogman help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure your legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of your financial future today. Give them a call at 630-890-1213 or book them on Canley for a free consultation and start building the retirement you deserve. Especially ask about their brand new grandparent plan, which is the best gift you can give your grandkids. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Imperialux, 630-890-1213. Wendy and Craig, they can help you with all your needs of becoming your own bank. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great day. We still got a couple minutes left. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. Two hillbillies. There you go. Big boys don't cry. I agree. I don't like either of them. Disney has an unspoken rule. Interesting. When a kid hugs a park mascot, so if the kid runs and hugs Goofy or Snow White or Pluto or whatever else he's hugging, the characters can't let go first. Not after 30 seconds. Not after 5 minutes. The child decides when the hug ends. When a child hugs Mickey, Alessa, or Goofy, the character never lets go. First, not after. The child decides when to go. You may never know how much the child might need that hug. That's one way of looking at it. But there's the other way of looking at it, too, with all the rumors going on with Disney. And you guys can use your own imagination on that. But when a kid wants to hug one of those characters, it's a big deal to them. The guy that's underneath the mask, the character might be a little flaky, but it's important. It really is for your kids. Depends on how you think about Disney. As I was cut off by who knows who, I once again thank these wonderful women for coming out and telling the truth. The DOJ and FBI are hiding a congressional hearing on this shall be forthcoming. All the people on the first should be investigated. Thank you, William Braun. I hope you're doing well, brother, and welcome to Ocean's Pit. And thank you for your thoughts. Danny, I'm doing well, buddy. I hope you're doing well. That's right. They do sell Italian noodles at the Ace Hardware stores. Thank you, Marcia, for that. Well, we appreciate all your opinions, guys. I don't have to agree with them, but I appreciate when you guys talk about it. And whether you want to hear something on the show or something we're not doing right, let us know, man. And you guys are very good for doing that, and I appreciate that. And I think that's important. That keeps listeners watching. It doesn't alienate anybody, but it does. I know my political views alienate a lot of people. But I got to be honest. I got to be true. At least is what I feel, and I think that's what you guys do, and that's why I admire you guys. I will have a conversation with you about it. I will talk to you about it. I won't just ignore your conversation and not answer your question if I know the answer or as well of that I know. And I got to learn, man. Everybody kind of learn. Here's interesting. Jeff Bezos, whether you like Jeff or not. Philip, how are you doing? Santorelli, hope you're doing well. Jeff Bezos. This is how rich this guy is, ladies and gentlemen. Well, some factual. I need to get more factual. You're right, Boyd. I need some work on that. But sometimes even when I come up with something, people will still bash it just because it's got Donald Trump in the conversation. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. If you took Donald Trump out of the Republican candidate, if it was another Republican president, would we be going through all this? Do you hate the man or do you hate his policies? Or do you hate both? You can. But 80 million people voted for him. They can't be wrong. Just like the 80 million people that voted for Biden that one year. They can't be wrong either, right? So where do we go from there? We'll talk more about politics this Friday with Dave Diaz, political analyst, will be joining us here on Ocean's Pit on Friday. So, Jeanette, I hope you're doing well. Jeff Bezos. This guy's loaded, right? Loaded. Millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. This is how much money he has. If Jeff Bezos gave every person on earth $10, he'd still be worth over 60 billion with the letter B dollars. If he gave everybody on earth $10, he would still be worth $60 billion. Unbelievable. He started Amazon in a garage. He's now worth more than the GDP of some countries. At his peak, he had over 200 billion, enough to fund national budgets, launch rockets, and hand out billions without blinking an eye. Do you imagine having all that money, folks? I don't even know. I couldn't even begin to think about what would happen. Baseball, Yankees, Cubs, Sox, whatever you like. The St. Louis Cardinals, a great stadium to go watch the game. Last night, their Cardinals attendance, paid attendance at the last night's St. Louis Cardinals game, 17,675 was the lowest in history for Busch Stadium. The first time they ever sold under 20,000 tickets. St. Louis Cardinals. White Sox shouldn't feel so bad. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Tell me why I'm not allowed to buy 2 boxes of Sudafed because they're afraid I might be cooking meth. However, an 18-year-old can go in and buy 2 AR-15s and 365 rounds of ammunition, and no one bats an eye. Now, you know how I feel about gun control. I think I'm for the guns. What I'm not for, and I think they need to change, is how the procedure of people buy guns. The investigation on the individual, more background, more strict rules. That, I believe, needs to happen. That, I believe, a little bit more investigation on that. But I do believe the guns. You can't blame the guns for shooting. You can't blame McDonald's for all the people that are obese. You can't beat the drug. Can't blame Jack Daniels or beer for alcoholics. You can't. You can't bet. You can't blame Las Vegas for the gamblers who lose their money. Can't. It's a fact. Sad as it is what it is. Anyway, folks, Karen, I hope they bring in the National Guard. We need it. And give me one Democrat that tells me, that's listening right now, that does not believe the National Guard should be here. Is it Trump that's bringing in the National Guard that's pissing everybody off, or the National Guard coming in? That's the question the Democrats have to ask themselves. That's what I believe, because Trump is coming up with it. That's why they don't want it. It's right what we need to do for the state of Illinois and for the city of Chicago. My opinion only. Don't mean shit, but it's my opinion. We are about to go, but before we go, busy week again, folks. Thursday, Zaza's in Lake Barrington with Double T Tony Toto. Friday's a private affair. Saturday will be at the Art and the Fox in Encore Performance there in Algonquin. Street Food Fest with the main event band. That's a 5:30 hit to 8:30. Only one stage. That's this Saturday on the 5th, on the 6th of September. And this Sunday, returning to Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy with Daryl Armenstad, the professor. That's a 3:30 hit. Get your tickets at oshows.com. Also, Tony Ocean and Friends show happening in November at the Des Plaines Theater. We'll be giving you the lineup next week. And tickets are going on sale, I think, on Monday. It's going to be Tony Ocean and the main event band and some new friends. Now, you've seen all my other friends who come and when we perform at those shows. These individuals have never really played the theater. They've played the Speakeasy. They might have played some other things, but this is going to be a great show. It's a Sunday in November, and we'll give you information. Carol, we'll see you tomorrow, and happy early birthday, my friend. Carol, tomorrow. And don't forget, Toxic Thursday, and also an astrologist coming in on the show. So that should be very interesting. All right. Birthdays for Wednesday, September 3rd. All right. Gene Simmons of Kiss, 76 years old. Billy Ray Cyrus, 64 years old. Film director Tim Burton turned 67. Melissa McCarthy turns 55 years old. Paul Rubin, Pee Wee Herman, would have been celebrating her birthday. Lyndon B. Johnson, former president of the United States. Jack Black turns 56. Lou Piniella and Ron Guidry, one of the great New York Yankees, celebrating a birthday. Valerie Harper, remember her from Rhoda. David Soul, Starsky and Hutch. Shania Twain, or Choo Choo Train, whatever her name is, celebrating a birthday. Marissa Tomei is 60 years old. Ingrid Bergman, great actress. Danny Serafin, the drummer from Chicago, and now with the Chicago Transit Authority, California Transit Authority in California. Michael Jackson would have been 67 years old. Elliot Gould, celebrating a birthday today. Guys, it's one of those days. Anyway, let's thank our sponsors again, the great Ace Hardware. Buy local, shop local. The Ace Minute, quick update on grub worms. Be advised, they're looking in your yards right now. Those end of the summer hot days when it's damp and cold at night, that's when they come up and nibble on the roots of your grass until they eat all the roots and your grass is dead. Well, at the JRC, a group, we say stop them in their tracks. Give them a dousing of the Broad Advanced Grub Killer Plus. Available at all 7 locations. Kills grubs in 24 hours. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Proud sponsor of the Ocean's Pit and the Tony Ocean Columbus Day Float. That's right. JRC Ace Hardware Stores. Guys, it's time for us to go. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. Be kind to everybody, folks. And if you're offended by this show, turn the page. If you're offended by anything on radio or television, turn the page. But just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Just be kind to everybody and respect everybody's opinion. Thank God we got that. Ringo Starr says peace and love, and God bless you all. Have an incredible day. Thank you all very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.